Hi everyone, Isabel here. Today I want to share with you 5 ways to stay positive and grateful.
But before we go into that, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know exactly when the next video is out.
In the current situation, and whatever you are in life, we always have ups and downs. So it's very normal to go through a whole range of emotions. But if you notice that you are spending more time with negative thoughts, overwhelm, and feeling stressed and anxious, it might be time to have a look on how you are approaching life. So number 1 is to stay grateful. How do you stay grateful? You might have heard of gratitude journals. You might have heard of routines where you include gratitude. So you can do this in a number of ways. The important thing is that you remember to take some time to really think about, and more than thinking about, is feeling gratitude. So even though you might be going through a rough time, there's always something you might be grateful for, even if it's just a coffee in the morning, even if it is just looking out of the window and seeing a beautiful bird passing by. Whatever it is, just grab that moment and really feel grateful in your heart. So when you do that, you can close your eyes if you want to and just focus on that gratitude and feel it in your being, because it's impossible to stay in a state of gratitude and at the same time feel negative. Okay, so whatever it is that is going on in your life, especially if you're going through a rough time, make the habit to create a gratitude routine. So you can just grab a journal and write down, maybe in the morning as soon as you wake up. So without thinking of anything else, just write down everything you are grateful for. Maybe the first thing you see in the morning, maybe the sun, maybe the listening to the wind. Or you can do this in the evening, or even in the morning and at night. So just create that habit for yourself to bring in feelings of gratitude. And the more you do this, the more you see the results, and the more you get used to, get your mind used to focus on gratitude, because it's just a habit. We have to train the mind, the brain, to focus on something. So we're going to train the brain to focus on gratitude. This brings me to number 2, which is remember that everything is temporary. Nothing goes on forever. Even though if we're going through a difficult time, it might feel that it's going for long forever. Remember that everything is temporary. And when you look back after a certain situation in your life, you see, oh, okay, I've gone through that. So it was temporary. And you know that it's normal to go through a whole range of emotions. We are humans, but know that everything is temporary. And by the way, if you didn't feel low, if you didn't feel sadness or any other emotions that we define as negative, you wouldn't feel so good when you were in the other positive emotions, right? So also know that we have to have that contrast. And then also focus on what's important right now. Okay, so sometimes it happens that we just spend time thinking on the little things. We might feel worried, we might feel angry because someone said something, we saw something happening on the street, but we are focused maybe on the little things. So just focus on what's important. I'll give you an example, personal example. For me, most important is my family. So if anything is going outside and is bothering me, I might choose to just focus on my family and say, okay, I'm grateful for my family is well, everything is okay. And sometimes it also happens that so it could be that I have a situation going on in my family, okay? That's something more personal, but still you can find the most important thing. Okay, so let's say that something is going on with my family. I can focus on the most important thing, which is the connection that we have, or the ability to communicate well with each other. So just find what's the most important and just focus on that. And then the fourth thing that I want to share with you is be solution focused. So when we find that things are not going as expected and are troubling our daily lives, we have to be solution focused. So if I go out, yeah, it happened to me many times. If I go out and find out that my car has no battery just before I go out for teaching a class, so I can get angry, I can be frustrated, I can go on a spiral of thoughts and ask why it is happening to me, or I can be just solution focused. Okay, what can I do right now? Can I ask a neighbor? Can I ask a friend? Can I walk? Can I cycle? So just be solution focused. Just focus on what you can do right now. And if you can't do anything, if it is an external situation that you can't do anything, just let it go. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I tend not to watch news a lot because I get really upset and overwhelmed. So if anything is happening outside and I can't do anything about it, I just let it go and I focus on what I can solve right now with my family, with my friends. How can I help and serve people around me? And then finally, one that I feel that it's so important and most of us forget because we are so busy running our lives and taking care of the kids, taking care of the husband, going for work, is to dedicate time for what makes us feel good and joyful and happy. And by the way, you don't have to take a whole day to do this. Imagine just in the morning, you wake up and you put your favorite song, your favorite tune, and you just dance around the room. How much joy and positivity would you bring to your day? Immensely. So just create the habit to take at least 5 minutes, for yourself, just to do something that makes you feel really good. For me, it can be painting, can be drawing, can be just lying down in the bed listening to a song, or could be listening to a motivational podcast. Usually something related with being creative or being out in nature. So just find what makes you feel good. And this is a great time to go back to the things that you used to do, activities that you used to do, make a list and I'll go back to that. A few months ago, I remembered that I love to swim and I haven't done that for a long time. So I started to go to the local swimming pool and that made me feel really good. So right now, just grab a pen and paper and write down everything that brings you joy, happiness. Write it down, especially things that you haven't done for a while. Make that list, and then every day choose something from the list and spend at least 5 minutes just doing something that brings you joy. So everyone, I hope this has been really helpful for you. I'm just sharing what works for me and also works with my friends and clients. Please let me know down in the comments if this has been helpful for you. Write down what is the first thing that you're going to implement right now, and please don't forget to subscribe so you can check out the next videos that we're going to post. Thank you. Ciao.